Hi, my name is Brandt Hughes, and today I'm going to be checking out Children of Men. If this is your first time on the channel, you should know that I'm a professional video editor, a camera operator, and sometimes a science communicator. And a lot of what we do here on this channel is try to improve media literacy and to talk critically about the things that we love so that way we can appreciate them. And whether that is something I've seen before or not, which this video is a little bit different than some of the other videos on the channel because I have seen Children of Men before. Now hold on, please don't leave. Not yet. I know that'll turn some people off. This is not a case where I saw the movie a million years ago and don't remember it. No, this is a movie I've seen a bunch. I remember it very well, but I have so much to say about it. I felt like this would be a good way to express some of that and to engage in a larger discussion about the movie. I think this movie is brilliant. I think it's kind of a masterpiece, and I wish we were all talking about it more. So that's kind of what we're doing today. I am going to try to approach it similar to how I would do a reaction video. So I'm going to watch along the video. I'm going to pause it at various moments to talk about stuff. I might interject with thoughts once I'm editing. Stuff that I know we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the oners. You know, we're going to talk about those long takes. We're going to talk about character building. We're going to talk about world building, all the hits. We're going to talk about politics. This is a very political movie. It is set in the year 2027, which in 2006 felt like a long ways away. 2026, it does not. And they call some shots that are kind of eerie. So I have not read the book that this is adapted from, but in all fairness, Alfonso Cuaron did not read the book either. He read an abridged version. I guess this is a good point to tell you that I do know a bit about how the movie was made. There's going to be some stuff that I don't really know about, specifically mid-aughts British political sentiment, which I know is infused into the movie. I'm not very knowledgeable about that. And also religious imagery, there's some of that. I'm not very knowledgeable about that. But there's a bunch of other stuff that I am kind of knowledgeable about. Let's start the movie, have a good time, as best as we can with the grave severity of the subject matter, and let's just appreciate this really excellent movie. Also, just before we get into this, because I have seen the movie before, I'm going to be a little bit more loose about talking about things that happen later in the movie than where we currently are, because I know all of those things. Anyway. Oh!
After 8 years, British borders will remain closed. The deportation of illegal immigrants will continue.
The world was stunned today by the death of Diego Ricardo, the youngest person on the planet. Baby Diego...
This is such a bold opening to a movie.
After refusing to sign an autograph.
Witnesses at the scene say that Diego spat in the face of a fan who asked for an autograph.
Diego seems like such an asshole.
The fan was later beaten.
But I get it. I get it.
He struggled all his life with the celebrity status thrust upon him as the world's youngest person.
Rip to a real one.
Ricardo,
Baby Diego.
Person on the planet.
So if I remember correctly, I think that is a stitched seam to make the shot seem continuous. But there's also a fair amount of CG going on here. The video billboards, stuff like this, this bus. So good. I mean, obviously horrific, but so fucking good. This is our first oner, our first extended take. This opening scene does so much to tell you what the movie is about, both from a plot perspective and also from a tonal perspective. You know, we start off right away with news coverage. I know that something that they wanted to approach with this movie is to almost have this documentarian feel to it. Something that documentaries often do is they utilize news coverage to help shape the story. And this is doing exactly that. So we've already established that there's an infertility problem. Baby Diego is the youngest person on Earth 18 years young and has recently died. We also established that baby Diego found fame through his circumstance. Just by process of being the youngest remaining human, he is at the end of the line. There's powerful symbolism in that, and people like to project a lot onto him specifically. Regardless of who he is as a person, like that doesn't matter, actually, which is probably why he disliked his fame so much. Who he is to the rest of the world is not defined by how he carries himself, what he believes, what he does. It's just factually how you fit into the rest of humanity via this dystopia. It sort of strips him of his own identity. He's not allowed to have that. And so we have all of this, and then we have the technical marvel of the extended one-shot, which are complicated to do under the best of circumstances. And we end with this near-death experience of the explosion of the coffee shop, which is alarming and startling and immediately tells you that, hey, this is a dangerous place. Or really more, this is a dangerous time. Tensions are at an all-time high. Because one thing I want us to really think about as we go through this is the role of trust across different characters and across society. I think that's going to come back in a number of different ways, and how there is a lack of trust, and through that there's high tension, and there are different reasons for that. We are planting the seeds of all of this just right here in the opening scene. Not a second wasted. This is an ambitious depiction of 2027 architectural design. But I love it because it's like just weird enough to convey future. Also, we have this banner up here. Please report suspicious activity. There are maybe some modern day parallels we can make to that. There are some historical parallels we can make to that. We're already establishing the role of the government in this trying time. It's so good. And then this woman carrying her own arm, horrific, but like so emotionally affecting right away. We have our government propaganda on the wall, Theo working at the Ministry of Energy. There's a lot to be said about this movie depicting late stage capitalism and the perils therein. Some of these monitors are insane. I love it. God, 2006. Was this like right around the time that we as a society moved from SD to HD? Or is this slightly before? Wow. I'm just doing a quick search, and it seems that the final switchover from analog broadcast was 2009, which I do vaguely remember, but I just didn't remember what year it was. This came out 3 years before that. But some of these monitors are ridiculous in a way that I really love. They look so cool. It's just acrylic glass with designs in them. Then again, outside of the aesthetic, the functional form is pretty accurate. I mean, maybe not for me. I've still got a CRT, but you know, for normal everyday society. One thing I want to point out here, this really captures a sort of parasocial relationship that the public has with a public figure that has long since been a social dynamic. But I feel like with the advent of platforms like YouTube, with platforms like Twitch, so on and so forth, I feel like we have this now more than ever, where everybody cares about baby Diego. He's the main character of the internet. I do feel like the movie was a little ahead of its time in depicting this sort of dynamic. I love the design of this room too. Very lovely building. I also feel like we have some, I wasn't alive for it, but Princess Diane, I feel like there's like a little bit of a sentiment of this as well.
18 years of infertility that humanity has endured, and its effect upon the world we now live in. It seems that the mantle of the world's youngest human has passed to a woman.
There is something about that, the mantle being passed on to the new youngest person, that is so like full of despair and dystopia. And yeah, of course you gotta do it because it's a really important symbol. I don't know. It's just, there's something really compelling about that idea. There's something that I can't look away from. If I lived in this world, I would be so deeply invested in who is the next person. It's like electing a new pope, or it's like if a president died and the next person in line had to take over, except the succession was determined 18 years ago. This next person probably lived their entire life up to this point knowing that, hey, if Diego doesn't make it, all eyes are going to be on me. I love that they thought about this logistical aspect of society in such a time of despair.
I seem to be more affected by baby Diego's death than I realized, sir.
Bullshit.
And I'd appreciate it if I could finish my day's work at home.
The music. Propaganda. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about this. The world has collapsed. There's a background detail that'll come up in a little bit, and we'll talk a little bit more about like the context surrounding that. I think this movie does a good job of showing systems acting upon people and people acting within systems. And one of the systems is oppressive government forces. It is making strong use of propaganda to exert control upon the populace. It is telling them what to feel. It is rallying the troops. A lot of times when governments really try to instill nationalism in its population, it is doing so that the population will be less critical of actions the government is taking. So the United States loves nationalism. They call it patriotism. This is why we have children in like every school pledging allegiance to the country every day, which is a crazy thing to do, to indoctrinate your children to say, hey, I will give my life to this country. That's obviously not verbatim for people who don't live in the United States. Don't get me wrong, that's not verbatim, but that's kind of the vibe. The vibe is like pledge to great leader. And it's so that when the government doesn't provide you with health care, you say, well, that's okay because we're great. We soldier on. Greatest country in the world. Our economy's never been better. Nobody's ever seen anything like it, right? If you have this sense of exceptionalism, then you never look to improve your own living conditions, your own material conditions. And also in this movie, we're establishing that there's a deep vein of xenophobia and anti-immigrant sentiment. This strong nationalism goes hand in hand with anti-immigrant sentiment, which causes many problems, but it sort of quells the people who are living under terrible material conditions. Really quickly, I just wanted to mention that I think that it quells people under these terrible material conditions because it simplifies the problem. People who are working paycheck to paycheck don't want to hear that they are working paycheck to paycheck because of all of these grand economic systems that have been in play for the last 50 years. And then you have, you know, these like stacking systems upon stacking systems that have all led to their life being not nearly as good as it could have been. Instead, if you just say, here's the bad guy and it's their fault, I think people will let themselves believe that that is true, because then they can sort of vent their outrage and they can point it in a very specific direction. This feels so much like the beginning of Half-Life, or I guess Half-Life 2 maybe more accurately. Sitting on the train while the world is crumbling outside. This is so good. I love how there is, well, the ominous graffiti is maybe a little over the top, but we're also like helping establish that there's a fertility problem. But the thing I love about this scene in particular is that there is a play between interior and exterior. It feels very dynamic. You have extras outside of the scene and they're interacting with the interior of the scene. Theo is slightly physically in danger because of these people outside, and it helps emphasize the tensions that are at play. There's like these multiple elements that you're all focused on all at the same time. You're focused on Theo and his reaction. You're focused on the people outside and like why they're doing what they're doing. You're focused on the text on the wall. You're focused on the deteriorated conditions of the train and the environment outside of the train with all the rubble. There's just like so much densely packed into here. We're also hearing the ad for the suicide pills that we see later. We just finished seeing the pro-Britain propaganda, and now we're seeing the living conditions of detained immigrants. This is a continuing theme that's presented throughout the movie. It motivates a lot of what's happening around them. This obviously is evocative of Holocaust imagery with the unethical detainment of people in concentration camps, but we can make parallels to that to today. Here in the United States, where there has been mass deportation campaigns with the illegal detainment of people, both documented immigrants, undocumented immigrants, and just natural-born citizens. We have seen through the Trump regime's ICE Gestapo, they have killed civilians in the street. They have placed people in concentration camps.
The U.S. government essentially trying to create a network of concentration camps with the goal of being able to detain an extra 80,000 people. These are buildings that are in no way set up to accommodate people.
I saw people laying in feces, people throwing up, people laying in urine.
It is just a horrific thing for us as a country.
The ICE Family Detention Center in Dilley, Texas, has held around 3,500 people, more than half of them children. Reports of contaminated food and the spread of measles have made national headlines.
Some of them saying that they were sick constantly or getting sick, they may be believed from the water. More serious distress, mothers told me about some kids who were self-harming, who had cut themselves, other kids who had spoken of suicide.
There are some in Texas, where I live. People have died in these camps. People have been treated very inhumanely. People have been deported, where people have been tortured. And so all of this feels like it strikes a little close to home. The only difference, really, is that the Gestapo forces in this movie actually show their face. But one of the things I really want us to pay attention as we go through this is the way that they establish Theo's character. Here, right away, we're giving you reasons to doubt the moral fiber of Theo. We don't doubt it very strongly yet because the movie just started and he's our protagonist, and we're a little bit more forgiving of protagonists because we're following from their perspective. But right away, we're seeing him pass by a bunch of people who are in agony and despair. He is seemingly unaffected by it, just walks on as though it is something that has been deeply normalized in this society. I think this is something that we should all be mindful of in our day-to-day, because this is a very real phenomenon. Good people who are operating in bad systems can behave as bad people. And so if you live in a society where this is all normalized and you are fearing for your own safety and well-being by speaking out against this because there's a bunch of armed men who will shoot you on sight if you resist, you're not going to do the right thing and stand up for these people. That is a big mechanism of oppressive regimes. Already we're starting to establish that Theo maybe isn't the most morally outstanding guy at this moment in time, at least. But also, I guess, to sort of devil's advocate this a little bit, there is a really interesting philosophy presented in the television show Andor, maybe my favorite show of all time. I am going to put up a little spoiler warning, but I'll be relatively vague about what I'm talking about. There's a character who sees something really horrible happen in front of them, and they're upset, and they want to stand up for what's right. And what is expressed to them is, you can't fight back right now. If you fight back right now, the oppressive regime will kill you for speaking out. What did you accomplish? Right? You accomplished your own death. They are still in charge, and you have not actually damaged this oppressive system in any meaningful way. So instead, what you should maybe do is hold on to that feeling. This is a moral injustice. This is a wrong that has been committed. This is a crime that has been committed by the oppressive systems. Hold on to that. Don't let go of that. And wait until you are in a position wherein you can actually do meaningful harm to this oppressive system. And sometimes when you are in a position to do that, you will be unable to do that damage if you don't remember how you feel right now. You'll need to weaponize that feeling because it may come at a cost. It may come at a cost of your own humanity, of your own compassion, of your own empathy. It may come at the cost of your own life. But if you really want to strike back at these bastards, sometimes that's what it takes. And so all to say, Theo, he could be saying, hey, this is fucked up. I'm going to do something about this, but not right now, because if I do it right now, nothing will be accomplished. I don't think that's how he actually feels, but he could be. Anyway, spoiler over. I'm at like an hour into this recording and we're 5 minutes into the movie. See, Theo is smiling.
Amigo.
Just
Walking as though he's not at a concentration camp.
Come on. You know who did it?
Islamic, fishes, fuck knows.
I bet it was the government. You okay?
It was horrible.
I'm glad you don't take cream or sugar, Abiza. Illegal immigrants.
I had read that Michael Caine sort of based his character Jasper off of John Lennon, who he knew, which is kind of crazy. Interesting connection there. I'll also say here he's saying illegal immigrants, important to note when it comes to immigration. These are undocumented immigrants, not illegal, because the only thing that separates undocumented immigrants from documented immigrants is paperwork. So, if you really want to solve the immigration problem, make it easier for immigrants to become citizens. Again, immigrants are not your enemy. They are your friends. They are your neighbors. Immigrants pay taxes, even if they are undocumented. They pay taxes and they aren't properly represented by their government because they can't vote. We have fought over smaller things in this country. We have fought over the exact same thing in this country. A lot of industries rely heavily on immigrant labor. Immigrants are good people. They permit fewer crimes per capita than natural-born citizens. If anybody tells you otherwise, they are selling you an idea. What is that idea? Well, we're seeing this pairing of government propaganda. There's accusation being made that the government may have in fact bombed the coffee shop. It's unclear at this point. It could have been the government, could have been the Fishes, which is sort of a resistance group. The government would call them terrorists, but state-sponsored violence is, for whatever reason, viewed as righteous and acceptable in many different forms. But when it's the people doing it without being state-sponsored, then it's terrorism. But it's violence either way. So yeah, we're seeing this government propaganda that is inspiring nationalism, and that is because they are othering immigrants. We don't yet know why they're immigrants. We're coming to find that they are refugees. This is a strategy to get the lower class to fight amongst themselves. The elite ruling class, if they can say, hey, the reason why your gas prices are so high is because of an immigrant. The reason why you can't get a job is because of an immigrant. The reason why, immigrant. Then they can get you, if you're watching this video, you're lower class. I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos is not watching this video. If the government can get you, the lower class, to fight your neighbors, then you're not fighting your boss. And that allows for wealth to be protected, for capital to be protected. Because capital owners make the laws and run the government, they protect themselves. It is in their self-interest to make you fear the person who lives down the street and not the person who is denying you healthcare, and the person who is denying you a livable wage, the person who is trying to suppress labor rights and unions, the people who are trying to strip you of power, disenfranchise your vote, so on and so forth. There's too much in this movie.
Poor Fugees. After escaping the worst atrocities and finally making it to England, our government hunts them down like cockroaches.
Also, how did they do that shot? They must have had like the camera sort of on the hood or something.
No.
Gorgeous.
Renouncers, are those the ones that kneel down for a month for salvation?
No, they're the repenters. The renouncers flagellate themselves for the forgiveness of humanity.
Oh, right.
I love this. We're hearing like these different ideological factions rising up.
Same as every.
What a gorgeous location.
Felt like shit.
Oh my God.
Went to work. Felt like shit.
That's called a hangover, amigo.
This car is such a great
Did that, I wouldn't have anything.
aspect of this projection of future tech, the sort of 360 cam around the car, the sound, which tells you that it's an electric vehicle. Here we're getting a lot of exposition. We're meeting Janice, who, is she a photographer or?
Hey, Janice.
Yeah,
How you
yeah.
doing?
And we're sort of seeing this element of the infertility problem depicted over time. There we go. Theo's backstory in one image.
Daddy government hands out suicide kits and antidepressants in the rations, but ganja is still illegal. Most of my weed goes to Bexhill now. One of the many perks of having a refugee camp in the neighborhood.
I should note, throughout this movie, they call refugees Fugees, and it took an embarrassingly long time for me to realize that that was just like shorthand for refugees. I swear, it was like 5 rewatches of this entire movie before I went, oh. If you've ever watched any of my videos and went, that guy's pretty smart, think again. Think again.
You taste it? Strawberries. This is strawberry cough.
He's so proud of himself.
Human Project is having this dip.
Human Project? Why do people believe this crap? Even if they discovered the cure for infertility, it doesn't matter. Too late. World went to shit.
I'm still trying to tell a joke, man.
Sorry, go on.
I love Jasper.
Why can't we make babies anymore? Some of them say it's genetic experiments, gamma rays, pollution, same old, same old. Anyway, in the corner, this Englishman's sitting.
There's a thing that they do in this movie for Theo's character that is so obvious when you see it, and I'm surprised it isn't done more often in movies and TV shows. I'm sure it's done a little here and there, but it's so effective. Throughout the movie, we're gonna see like all these examples of Theo having given up in a way. We learn later that he used to be deep into activism and trying to like help people, and he's just not that guy anymore. After his child died, he just sort of lost hope. And then everybody went infertile and he lost hope. He leaned into the late stage capitalist machine, keeping your head down, going to work. And all of these examples will build up into a questionable character. Is he capable of doing the right thing when the time comes? But there's a little thing that they do that is signaling to you that even through the sort of hopelessness of Theo, he does have a good core. And the way that they depict this is through animals. There's animals throughout the movie, and they always gravitate towards Theo, and they always trust Theo. So right here, we've got Theo, who you can't really see. There's a cat here. I'll pop it up. He's petting a cat, and the cat is comfortable and trusts him and is purring loudly earlier. And this is going to be far from the last time that an animal instinctively trusts Theo. I just think it's such a nice, subtle detail that reinforces to you that Theo is good. Once you scrape off all of the despair and hopelessness, he's good down there. I also love this lighting. It's like top down, super diffused, gorgeous.
My ears are still ringing from earlier.
Ah, well, a little Zen music won't bother you then, will it?
Handheld. We got this handheld jitter, right? We're doing the documentarian thing. We got the quietest ad going on the TV. Just lovely world building happening here. Here's an... Okay, I know I just said the whole thing about animals gravitating towards Theo. I did forget about that dog, which doesn't seem to like Theo all that much. But there are other good examples of animals trusting Theo. This is one of like the core examples of Theo seeing inhumane conditions and treating it as another day. It is deeply normalized for him. All the clothes being thrown out, there's so much depth in this scene. It's really visually impressive.
Get your fucking head down! Get your fucking head down! Okay. Get it!
You are under the jurisdiction of the fishes.
Okay, here we go. So in this scene, we have some set design where in this little booth, the windows are lined with newspapers. And these newspapers describe a world where nuclear war has happened. Africa devastated by nuclear fallout. Theo has been abducted by the fishes who are at war with the British government, as our captions are showing here. This is a post-nuclear war environment and scenario, which is a big part of the reason why there are so many refugees and immigrants everywhere, right? Because people are fleeing from countries that are devastated from nuclear war. This is also why there was that pro-Britain propaganda ad where it said that the world is devastated and the world has collapsed, and it's showing all of these countries because all of these countries are at war with each other. I don't think it's totally clear whether infertility happened before the war and led to the tensions that instigated nuclear war. I am an absolute sicko for rules and the structure of rules and how things interact with rules. I mean that specifically from like a storytelling perspective. Like, I want to know how everything works and how everything interconnects with everything else. I'm really interested in that interplay between us saying this is true and real in this fictional world, and here's the natural extension of that, and here are the consequences of this. I love figuring out how the pieces of the puzzle fit. This is a movie that explicitly does not care about that. Not even a little bit. Alfonso Cuaron even goes so far as to say this. If I remember correctly, he kind of detests movies that over-explain themselves. And so this movie asks something of you, the audience. It wants you to come to conclusions yourself. It wants you to think through what's happening. I think this is a good spot to talk about. I don't want to call it a rule of storytelling necessarily, but there's an idea that I really strongly adhere to, which is that you don't have to tell your audience everything, but you should, as the storyteller, know everything. I think this movie works perfectly well, even if you don't have this set dressing. Even if there is never even once an indication of nuclear war as the initial starting conditions of this world, I don't think you need to tell your audience that, because if you, the filmmaker, know that this has happened in the backstory of this world, you can make sure that everything is consistent in motivation, because you know that nuclear wars happen. So you know that there's going to be a bunch of refugees everywhere. Now, if the audience just sees refugees, and if they just see these countries in turmoil, they may not know that it's specifically from nuclear war, but we can sense the consistency of the motivation. And I think that's really important to good storytelling. You have a consistent motivation. Not that everything needs to stem from the same source of motivation, but as long as you, the creative, understand why things are the way that they are in the story that you're telling, I think it comes across to the audience. This also helps explain the tension in governments, the tension and mistrust in other people. Kind of every character has a certain level of distrust in one another, with the exception of people who are very tightly knit for many, many years, such as Theo and Jasper. This is why there is so much subterfuge and nobody knows who actually bombed the cafe. Was it the government? Was it the fascists or some other extremist group? Nobody knows, because there is all of this turmoil everywhere. There are so many people who are fleeing the turmoil. There are so many governments who are trying to keep control of their population by blaming their own issues on other people approaching them. It all sort of fits together.
The Fishes are at war with the British government until they recognise equal rights for every immigrant in Britain.
We're not going to hurt you, we just want to talk.
Hello, Theo.
Hi.
It's me, Theo. It's Julian.
I love his reaction.
You scared the shit out of me. Please keep using that old photo of you in the posters. Doesn't do you justice.
What do the police know about justice?
What exactly is it you guys do anyway?
Preach.
Oh, you almost fucking blew me up in a coffee shop yesterday. My ears are still ringing.
We don't bomb. That's the government. That's what they do to spread the fear.
I don't talk politics.
It's all you ever used to do.
That was 20 years ago. I'm a lot more successful now.
See, he bought into the capitalism.
Smoking?
Yeah, it's not working.
I heard about your mother. I'm sorry.
Were your parents in New York when it happened?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's another great use of implication in storytelling and world building. Here it is implied that New York City was bombed, which is, when you think about it, this came out in 2006, so it was probably made in 2005, which is just 4 years after the September 11th attacks. So I guess it's still probably very fresh on the mind that if somebody were to try and harm the United States, they might target New York. But this is the only time in the entire movie that there's any sort of indication that the United States was even attacked. And I think that's really interesting because that seems like a really big detail, but I mean, that's also coming from somebody who lives in the United States. So I'm like, huh?
Yeah, well, that's the world we live in now, isn't it?
I love the texture of this too. The diegetic sound of the pigeons.
I haven't seen you for nearly 20 years and you come asking me for transit papers.
I can get you £5,000. I know you need the money.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that reverb. So nice. I really love the way that these two depict their relationship. They do such a, oh.
You know that ringing in your ears? That ee? That's the sound of the ear cells dying, like their swan song. Once it's gone, you'll never hear that frequency again. Enjoy it while it lasts.
I love this handheld while walking back shot. It's so interesting and has lodged in my head. Also, I think that little science fact is not true, which is unfortunate because it's a really sticky idea. I believed that for a while. Yeah, so I love the way that these two depict their characters' relationship with one another. They do such a good job of doing a nuanced performance where you can tell that there is, at the same time, a true intimate closeness between the characters, but there is also a chasm of distance between them. There's a friction to that. It feels like they know so much about each other, but they have also changed so much since they have known each other as closely as they did. I think it's so beautifully done. Also, what an incredible location. Where the hell is this? Is this like a pier or something? What a cool spot. I love the way that they depict the street signage. It looks very much like normal street signs, but they're displays and scrolling for some reason. It does look and feel futuristic, but obviously that tech has not caught on. That is not more economic than just a regular road sign.
The seas of the valley! The sins of incurred God's wrath!
I'm afraid this is a non-smoking facility.
You've got something in your teeth.
Michelangelo. I remember reading they depict Michelangelo with
Couldn't save La Pietà.
as a reference to something else.
Before we got there.
Good to see you, Theo. But we only got a hold of 2 Goyas. That thing in Madrid was a real blow to art.
Not to mention people.
That sort of like finger Rubik's Cube thing. It reminds me a little bit of that episode of TNG. You know, the one where they all get addicted to playing the game where they're like virtually throwing the discs into the funnels or whatever. What an episode. You know, with how big like speed cubing is, I feel like this entertainment is not too inaccurate.
Quite a favor. I know. Highly controlled.
100 years from now, there won't be one sad fuck to look at any of this. What keeps you going?
You know what it is, Theo? I just don't think about it.
Yeah. So many problems could be solved if rich people cared about people instead of wealth. When the world is falling apart around you and you have impossible sums of money, what keeps you wanting to make money? You have more than a human being could literally spend in an entire lifetime. Why do you want more? Just don't think about it. At least this is a little character moment where Theo shows some class consciousness, which is kind of funny because just one scene ago, he was talking about how much more successful he is now than he was 20 years ago when he was an activist. But he still is completely eclipsed by, who's this guy to him? His cousin? By his wealth. Completely eclipsed, not even close, which I guess is interesting because I think Theo, when he became disillusioned after his son's death, he sort of retreated into the grind set as a way to cope, as a way to deal with things. And I think this is a scene that is revealing that it's not really working. It's not fulfilling him as a person. And he thinks that his cousin is gratified by it, but it's just something he's doing because that's what he's done. He is in the position to do it.
All I could get were joint transit papers, which means I would have to escort them now.
Will you?
For a couple more grand.
And so again, we're establishing, like,
Very highly of you.
is he willing to do the right thing? His morals have been corrupted to some degree. But ultimately, he doesn't understand the severity of the situation yet. So he's not making a serious moral judgment yet.
He's the waiter. She's my cousin. They are illegal immigrants. To hire, feed, or shelter illegal immigrants is a crime.
Protect Britain. Report your neighbors. Report your family members. Turning them against one
The
another.
old days, back at the bus.
It's hard for me to look at you. He had your eyes.
I wish we had public transit in the U.S.
What I feel or what... Oh, yeah, there you go. It's what you always do. When it gets tough, you walk away.
Do your part. This is our stop.
Avoiding fertility tests.
They clearly have some stuff to work through. Damn, that lady got off fast. Thelonious. Such a posh name.
You'd have found other ways to get transit papers.
Probably.
So why me?
I trust you.
And what happens after?
Well, you take a train back. It'll be safer.
No, I mean, what happens to us?
I don't know. Theo, come on. You came for the money.
Did I?
That shot was crazy. Do you know how hard it is to do that? This whole shot is handheld, but the camera operator is walking backwards the whole time, keeping them in frame, keeping a consistent pace and distance between them. Although the actors are also regulating that a lot. They're trying not to get too far ahead or too far behind the camera operator. That's not a really short shot. That's a decently extended shot. And then also the camera operator has to stop on a specific mark so that when they go downstairs, the camera operator doesn't have to keep walking backwards. They can just pivot and show them walking down the stairs. This is when you have camera assistant who is helping guide you back, who is making sure you don't trip over anything, who's making sure you're maintaining a consistent pace, who's making sure that you're stopping where you need to stop. Just like the physical act of holding the camera while moving backwards, while keeping everything in frame, is so tough. Cool shot. Also, the average shot duration across Children of Men is around 16 seconds, which is super long. The average shot duration for most other like big budget movies is around 4 seconds. This is a great example. This is a shot that does last for quite a while with a lot of movement. Again, they're doing like the documentarian thing. It really feels grounded in that way. It really puts you in the scene. Somebody is there capturing these moments, and you're seeing that. This is a fascinating location. I love the look of this.
Well, this is obviously the elite year now.
This is Miriam.
Miriam.
This is the girl.
Key.
This is Theo.
Fuck you staring at?
Apparently the pleasure's all mine.
I love Key.
I'm gonna take a nap.
It's also not lost on me that Key is named Key when she's the key to humanity's survival. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Yes, you are.
This is the shot.
You told me he was suave. One kid's a drunk.
He's suave. Should have seen him in the old days when he was a real activist.
You were the activist. I just wanted to get laid. Oh, fuck off. You gotta be kidding.
You know how many people I've tried
I
this
don't
with?
wanna know.
You'll be happy to know, out of the hundreds,
Hundreds?
you are still the
I'm
only
not doing it.
one. Yes, you are.
Right? Hilarious. No, wait. Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that is a digital replacement.
Is it hard to do that ping pong ball thing? I've never seen anybody do that in real life. That's something that
they have to practice in front of a wall for a long time. You know, in front of a wall. Okay, I can tell you this. That was a digital ping pong.
It was? Oh.
And I was saying, Clive, we need something that makes them so unique. You know, the kind of thing that they can, something that they only the two of them can do. And I said, Clive, I think I got it. And I was on the telephone and says, yeah, what is it? Okay, she's going to take a ping pong ball, put it in her mouth. He's going to throw it at you. You're going to catch it with your mouth. You're going to throw it back to her. And then silence, long silence. Yeah. And then says, "You're serious?" Says, "I thought you were joking."
Pretty sure. It looks pretty decent.
Jesus!
But there's so much coordination and choreography happening in this specific shot. You don't want to risk them not catching the ping pong ball.
Jesus! What?
It's so cool. Again, we have this dynamic interaction of interior and exterior.
She's bleeding everywhere!
Oh.
Put pressure on the wound! Jesus Christ!
Still makes me emotional.
It's the cops. It's the cops.
And again, we have not cut since Theo woke up.
I don't know, just go faster!
Extraordinary.
I can't run him, I gotta stop! I gotta stop! Pull over the Get your passports out!
Oh, and we're about to do a really elegant handoff. Right.
Calm down, tell me what's happened!
Here-ish, I want to say. So now it's handheld.
What are you doing? Go in the car. Why did you do that? Get in the fucking car!
We have to get back in now. Quickly, we've got to get off the road. Get in. Get in.
It is such a powerful scene. And then we finally cut. Holy. It's still just I feel like a pretentious asshole saying this, but just the beauty of cinema overwhelms me seeing that scene. It's so affecting. That is just one of the most technically impressive sequences in all of cinema, in my opinion. I do know a little bit about how they did that. They developed this rig, which is so cool. It's like a car that is not actually driven by any of the actors. I want to say there's a go-kart thing at the front of the car that's low down that you never see, where the actual driver is. But the car is actually being driven through physical locations, and they're actually filming that. It's not like it's filmed in the volume. Obviously, the volume did not exist back then. It's not green screen. And then on top of the car, there's a caged in section where people can sit. And so there's 4 people up there actually operating the camera, and the camera is on some sort of grid system underneath them that is inside of the car. And so the camera is moving around the interior cabin, but space is really limited because it's just a car. The windows can move out of the way, and people have seats that recline, so that way the camera can go in front of them to kind of get their perspective. It's one of the coolest things I have ever seen. And it's all for this dramatic, tense, extended shot. It's so cool. And then this handoff to a handheld shot, so that way the car can leave you behind, is such a fun magic trick.
What I don't understand is how the camera leaves the car at the end with the policemen are shot, and there's no rig on it. I'm completely lost on it.
Well, if I tell you, it's gonna sound so simple. I guess I'll give it up. There's a cut and there's a digital stitch, and what we do is we change cars, and we match the movement and it's just a cut. It's so simple, and it's disgusting, but that's what we do. That's what we do is tricks, and we try to trick the audience to believe that there's no
I've
cut.
studied that, and I can't see the cut. I figured it had to be, but
impeccable. It's really an impeccable digital stitch.
It's just unbelievable. One thing I want to note is that so many of these oners, so many of these extended unbroken takes, or again, they're all like stitched together, multiple takes, but we're going to act as though they're one extended take because visibly they are. They are presented as one take. I think pretty much all of them accentuate violence. They all help depict violence, the starkness and severity of it, how abruptly it arises, how devastating it is. And we saw this with the opening scene, right? The opening scene had a calm serenity to it until the explosion goes off. It accentuated that. Here we see it with the raiders swarming on the car, throwing a Molotov onto the hood, shooting of Julian, flipping the motorcycle over, shooting the cops. It's so effective because it almost doesn't, it just doesn't let you breathe. One of the great advantages of doing these extended one takes is that everything is done in real time. It has to be in real time because it's not cutting away. We hide so much time in cuts for pacing. We as an audience, we as people who have seen movies before, we just intuitively know that when you see a cut, it doesn't necessarily mean that the next moment is directly continuous. Maybe a second has passed, maybe a minute has passed, maybe multiple days have passed, maybe it's a different scene and it's, 5 years later, Anything is possible with filmmaking, but with an extended oner, you know that every moment is directly continuous following the moment that came before. You're locked into this time. You cannot escape this time. You're trapped here with the characters. And so when the violence happens, you don't get the relief of cutting forward to the aftermath. You have to sit with it. When the characters are in danger, you can't escape that through a cut. You're there with them. And these extended oners really highlight the logistics of a situation. This is one of my favorite things in storytelling, is depicting logistics. Because if we're watching Star Trek, the USS Enterprise is in orbit around Earth, and then cut to the next scene, we see the USS Enterprise in orbit around Risa, the pleasure planet. We just know that the travel to get from point A to point B didn't matter. The story's not interested in that. It skipped all of the logistics of space travel, even though space travel's deeply interesting. The story just doesn't care about that because it's, we got limited time or whatever. But when you're doing an extended oner, the logistics are paramount. You have somebody bleeding out in the car. How do you maneuver? You have somebody pointing a gun at you. You have somebody driving up next to you. You have a bunch of people throwing stuff at you. There are logistics in how you have to conduct yourself and how people have to get from point A to point B and how people have to deal with the circumstances around them. And you can't escape that because it's a oner. And so I think that is like one of the most compelling things about this filmmaking technique, is that it forces you to deal with logistics, which is often like a creative constraint because you need things to actually happen. It's also just such an effective way to build and maintain tension. We as an audience are so used to this quick pace of cutting. So when we're in the car, it's been 30 seconds and they have not cut. And now they're doing this ping pong ball thing and we still haven't cut. It almost feels like, oh, well, something needs to happen because we can't leave here. There's almost like a claustrophobic tension of being trapped in time. That inherently builds a tension. Masterfully done. There's so much in here. And this is not the last oner in this movie. Use of diegetic sound. Oh yeah, and also the way that they show the cops driving past them, and then you know that the cops have seen them, and then there's just like this time delay for the cops to spin around, U-turn, catch up to them, and have this conflict, this interaction. You know it's gonna happen. You know that there's a danger present there, but you don't get to look away. And then as it approaches, you're like forced into that conflict because it's a oner. Also so bold to cast Julianne Moore as like this important character. She's so famous, and then it's like, yeah, we're gonna have like 2 scenes with her, and then And as though Theo were not disillusioned and in despair enough, now he has to deal with this grief. Great performance. Lovely depiction of trying to suppress the grief. Oh, what an incredible landscape.
Fishers are coming in to vote for a new leader.
Thomas, don't block the car and it needs to be jump-started. Ian?
Yeah.
We missing it.
They like you. They don't like anyone.
See? They don't like anyone, but they like him. We saw earlier that Key was kind of questioning Theo and what Julian saw in Theo. There's this like push and pull of, is Theo a character who's going to do the right thing? Is this somebody who is too far gone to be a useful contributor to the salvation of humanity?
I'm going back to London tomorrow.
Look at all this natural lighting too.
Didn't like it. No.
It's like quite dark, but pretty lovely as well. Yeah, so much natural lighting. Very dim, overcast. Handheld shot. Walking up to the window.
You know what they do to these cows? They cut off their tits. They do. Gone. Bye. Only leave 4. 4 tits fits the machine. It's wacko. Why not make machines that talk 8 titties, eh? Julian told me about your baby. Said his name was Dylan. She said if anything goes spooky, I should talk to you. Said you'd help me. Said you'd get me to the boat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But Julian said only trust you.
What are you doing? Don't do that.
I'm scared. Please help me.
Jesus Christ.
Kay! What are you doing?
Oh, she has.
Ugh. It's still like emotionally affecting to me.
She's pregnant. Now you know what's at stake.
Oh my God. Okay, so sorry, that probably clipped really bad. I have so much to say. I wasn't totally sure I would have a moment like this in this video, but I had a revelation. I learned something new. I love when you can watch a movie so many times and you learn something new. Let's talk about that anecdote, that cow anecdote that Key just told Theo. I have seen this movie probably 10, 15 times before recording this video. Now I've seen it a few extra times, and I never understood that story. I never got it. I always understood the story from Theo's perspective. And from Theo's perspective, that story is Key is surrounded by cows. She makes an eccentric observation about the cows around her, and she's using that to break the ice before she tells Theo this really important information, that she's pregnant. You can walk away with that understanding of that interaction, and the rest of the movie makes total sense. But this whole time I've been missing like the point of that story, which is a little embarrassing because this is maybe the most important part of the movie. This is the pivot point for Theo. This is the moment that Theo's character changes. And without this moment, none of the rest of the movie matters. This is where I should mention the difference between passive viewing and active viewing. Most of the times I've seen this movie, I've engaged in passive viewing. In passive viewing, you just sit back, you let it wash over you, you absorb what you can, and you just enjoy the experience. Some people might be dismissive of the act of passive viewing, especially in like an academic context, but I think passive viewing is important. I think it's very valuable for people to do. I think it's easier to have an emotional response to a movie if you're passively viewing it. I think it's easier to be surprised and discover things and be open to possibilities if you're passive viewing. I think it can help you de-stress. I think it can help you be immersed. But then we have active viewing. When I make these videos, I largely engage in active viewing. But when I'm editing these videos, I am in the maximalist approach of active viewing because I am paying attention to every little detail that I can see, and I'm thinking structurally about everything that's happening. So what is active viewing? Active viewing is where you ask yourself questions as you're watching, basically. You ask yourself, why is this thing happening? Why is this character saying what they're saying? Why are they saying it the way that they're saying it? And just kind of broadly, what is the movie trying to communicate to me in this given moment? And through asking these questions, you open yourself up to making more connections to different parts of the movie, to things that exist outside of the movie. Not all of these things need to be intended by the people who made the movie, though if it is intended, usually you can make more connections throughout the movie to further substantiate that interpretation, but that's not absolutely necessary for you to get value out of a movie. So it's not until I'm making this video that I'm engaging in my hyperactive viewing while I'm editing that suddenly this story makes sense. I'm understanding it through Key's perspective, and it's so cleverly constructed. I really love it. So what's happening? Well, we have to understand that sometime between the moment that Julian dies and the moment that Theo is asked to be brought into the barn, Key has decided to tell him that she's pregnant. But there's a big problem with this. Every single person who Key tells is an incredible risk vector. She has information, she has a circumstance about her that is going to change the trajectory of humanity if she is allowed to safely do that. This is world-changing information. So if you tell somebody, you don't know if they're going to inform the government, you don't know if they're going to inform the media, you don't know if they're going to kidnap you and your kid, they don't know if they're going to harm you. You have no idea how they're going to respond to this incredible situation. So it's an immense risk. And on top of this, Key does not trust Theo. Remember how earlier I said it would all come down to trust? I had no idea how pivotal that was to this specific scene. I just knew that it permeated the entire movie, but this scene really hinges upon trust. Key does not trust Theo. He has not given her any reason to. Remember in the car, she said that Julian called Theo suave. He's not suave, he's a drunk. And she's heard about who Theo was. She knows that he was an activist, but he isn't that anymore. And the only reason that she is telling him this right now is based off of Julian's word. So I think we can assume that she held Julian in very high regard and she's honoring Julian in part by telling Theo this and entrusting her safety to Theo. But she's doing it in a really smart way. She doesn't just bring him in and tell him, hey, Theo, by the way, I am pregnant. She leads with this cow story. And this cow story is so good because, first of all, it's visually supported by, her environment. So it feels very tangible and real. But what she is doing is she is forcing Theo to confront his worldview. Because Theo has retreated into capitalism. And I think it's pretty safe to assume that he did so because of his son's death. Dylan's death. It seems to correlate. It's happened right around the same time, 20 years ago. His kid died, and he makes a lot more money than he did 20 years ago when he talked about politics. What we can kind of surmise is that Theo cared about people. Caring about people didn't save his son. So what he did is he devoted himself to a mentality that does not care about the sanctity of life, that does not care about people. And he felt like through doing this, he could cope with the death of his son. The death of his son wouldn't matter if he's making money because that's how capitalism works. It doesn't care if you die. It doesn't care if I die. It only cares about whether somebody profited off of our death. Capitalism is designed fundamentally to care only about maximizing profits, particularly short-term profits. It doesn't care about life. We see this through the for-profit prison system. where indentured servitude, yes, slavery is still legal in the United States. We never abolished slavery. We just said that it's only acceptable under these conditions. It becomes profitable if you can get as many people incarcerated as possible because that's the cheapest labor you can get. This disregard for life is also seen through our healthcare system, right? Why do we not have universal health care? It's because health insurance companies profit if they can charge you every single month to pay in. And then when the time comes when you have some sort of adverse health effect, if they can deny your claim, they get to keep all that money. They don't have to pay anything out. This is why Brian Thompson is fucking buried 6 feet underground right now. Because under capitalism, what he did, all of the people he killed by denying their claims, there is no crime for that because he makes money. Making money is like the most moral thing you can do in a capitalist system. And so this story, what it's doing is it's describing this machine that is made to milk the cows. And it doesn't have enough suction cups on it or something. Why is this the case? Well, the manufacturer, presumably, can manufacture it for cheaper. There's fewer materials involved. Farmers will still buy it, so they can have a higher surcharge. They can maximize their profits. Great. So the manufacturer makes money and they're happy. The farmer, because it is technically cheaper than an 8 suction cup machine would have been, it's a lower barrier to entry. So they can get started cheaper. Because there's fewer parts, it's probably easier to maintain, easier to replace parts and repair, and they probably get enough milk to keep making money, right? So like the manufacturer's happy, the farmer's happy. I don't know exactly why you would mutilate the cow, but the purpose of the story is that this capitalist system that paid the manufacturer, that paid the farmer, has no regard for the dignity and sanctity of life. The well-being and health of the cow is irrespective to the farmer. The farmer does not care because this cow only exists to produce product and profit. This is the capitalist system. This is by design. This is how it is supposed to work. And Key is seeing this system around her, and she knows that Theo has retreated into that system to avoid confronting the pain of his son's death. And she wants to wake him up, to snap him out of it, to say, this thing that you believe in will lead to my death, will lead to my mutilation. I want you to remember that before I tell you that I'm pregnant. And so she's priming him. She is trying to present to him the cruelty of capitalism because she knows that if she doesn't, there is a very real chance that she will tell him that she is pregnant and he will see money. He will see an opportunity. This is valuable information. We already know that he's susceptible to these sorts of thoughts. Let's flash back to when he got the transit papers. Well, he got the joint transit papers and he might not be willing to go unless they give him a little extra money, right? He's squeezing the opportunity. What better opportunity than this? And so this is the moment where Key really has to force him to stop being a capitalist and return to being a dad. And I'm so embarrassed it took me this long to figure it out. But I love that I realized it. Again, it's like the dialogue is so densely packed that they're putting all of that into just a handful of lines. Incredible. This is also a good opportunity to bring up the animal thing again, because I've refined that concept a little bit. First of all, I had read this, so this is not something I came up with on my own, but I had read that part of the reason that so many people have pets is because they can no longer have kids. A lot of people today like to think that their pets are babies. Well, in this particular case, their pets have to be an analog to their babies because they can't have babies. I keep talking about logistics. This is a really interesting extension of the logistics of this core premise. But beyond that, there's a lot of symbolism in all of the animals. I'm not going to pretend like I've got it all figured out, but some of them are kind of obvious once you're looking for it. Key is in this very scene being associated with cows, lactation, pregnancy. Like there's clearly a thing going on there. Later on, there's a scene where there's a bird that's in a cage, and that is sort of symbolic of these people who live in the refugee camp. So there is a caged freedom kind of thing happening there. While paying more attention, I did notice that some of the animals that are most drawn to Theo are cats. All of the cats seem to like him. There's no cats that don't like him, as far as I could tell. I don't know why cats specifically. When it comes to dogs, I feel like they are just reflective of their systems. So you have a lot of dogs in the refugee camps that are just roaming wild, and that is because the refugees pursuing freedom, they are seeking freedom, but they are also living in squalor, so there's like less support for the dogs and stuff like that. But then you also have the immigration officers who also have dogs. And this is almost a bastardization of the man's best friend trope, right? These dogs are not friendly. They're always at attention, and they are also quick to be hostile, quick to be aggressive, much in the way that the immigration officers are. I'm sure there are a bunch of other examples. You know, there's like a pack of sheep, and there's some other stuff. And there are so many animals in this movie. Most movies have little to no animals, and this movie has them everywhere. But I do think they are generally symbolic of being reflective of the people who are associated with them at any given moment in time. Anyway, also, I think it was a really smart idea to give Theo's backstory that he had a kid and lost it. It gives his character such a complex and nuanced perspective of the absence of children, the absence of youth, the death of humanity. He sees in the situation a way to prevent somebody else from going through what he went through. That feels like such a strong personal motivation. It's not just, hey, I'm doing this to save humanity, even though like that's the big important aspect of this movie and this plot, but it does make it way more personal for him because of his experiences and what he's gone through. Just like the stakes are so powerful in this movie.
Gun battle with police near Canterbury. All suspects should be considered armed and extremely dangerous.
Again, we have propaganda elements.
He's not fish.
He's not one of us. I want him here.
The animals trust him.
This baby is the flag that could unite us all.
Never use this baby for political purposes.
My baby is not a flag.
Make it public.
And then the government will say, well, we were wrong. Fugees are humans too.
Yeah, well, whatever's going on, whatever your political ideas are, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
Oh, come on.
Why don't we explain to Mr. Farron what they do to immigrants in this country?
He knows. He's seen the cages. He's not that stupid.
This is like a really interesting scene for these conflicting perspectives. They mentioned that he's seen the cages. He has, but it hasn't really moved him. Again, like it had been very normalized for him. So he maybe has a certain privilege position. He doesn't have to worry about being thrown in cages, although we know if you live in an oppressive regime, it is only a matter of time until you are included in the out group, until you are othered. So he's not safe, but he has not had to deal with the day-to-day struggles like refugees and immigrants. So he maybe has a naive perspective on how this situation would be handled. At the same time, if enough people know a thing, you can get ahead of the state-sponsored propaganda. So, I mean, at this point in time, the movie came out in 2006. Twitter first came out in the 2006-2007 range. This movie, one thing that it maybe couldn't fully predict is the democratization and the mass platforming of people's voices, which has had some pros and cons, but the proliferation of information is one thing that has been largely enabled through these kinds of platforms. If that had maybe been represented in the movie, being able to get the word out about, hey, there's a refugee who is pregnant, if you were able to disseminate that information fast enough, you could outpace the government propaganda that would follow. You'd have to beat them to the punch because you have to assume at some point it will become public. But if you let the government frame it before you do, then it'll seem like anything you have to say in response is a manipulation of their framing rather than the other way around. So I think there is absolutely value in getting ahead of it. That's not to say that Key would be safe or protected, though.
I have my baby here. Then you get me to the human project.
The cat. And I love this transition. We have a great audio transition where we see the cat and we hear the motorcycle, and it's not clear whether it's a motorcycle or whether it's a cat purring. That is a small door frame. Is that common in England? Maybe Clive Owen is just super tall. I mean, that door frame looks more moderately sized.
What the fuck are you doing here? No fucking excuse.
Choreography around this set is so cool.
Bandages, clean tape.
So here's where we really learn that the Fishes killing Julian was like an inside job kind of thing. Hey, the dogs like him.
Luke, he needs a doctor. Don't worry. We'll take care of him. Simon, right?
Hi, Simon.
All right, sit down, Patrick.
Where's Farron? He's a fucking dead man.
Tomorrow, we'll do him then, after we move the girl. Patrick, you have a break protocol again.
A little out of focus.
I'll have to kill you.
They killed Julian, they're gonna kill me. We have to leave. We have to go.
Miriam, shut up!
Is this the start of the shot? I think so, yeah. Okay, so here's the beginning of our next extended one take. It's also gorgeous and stunning. This is a sequence where audio is super important, the sound design, the little...
Safir, it looks bloody fucking awful. Really, all that dirt.
That alone is one of my favorite moments in this entire movie. Because I can't think of a single other movie or TV show that has done that moment, but it's so relatable, where you're trying to be sly and sneaky and not be noticed. And then you hear somebody talking and you think that they're talking to you. So you go in for the like, oh, I'm just playing it off like, hey, what's up? But then as you're like mid speaking, you realize, oh, they're actually not talking to me and I need to shut the fuck up and get out of sight. And he's able to pull it off and maintain that stealth. But that's just such a real moment. I love that detail. Also really cool how the camera is positioning on like either side of the cars to really emphasize the thing that we need to look at. And again, because we're doing a oner, we're really concerned with the logistics here. Theo ripping out that cable and sabotaging this truck. So that way when they get in a car that does work, it'll be less capable of following them. And just the movement, like where are people located? What can they see? What can we access? These are all constrained by logistics. And logistics are constrained by time, and time is constrained by the one continuous take. Beautiful, beautiful. And then, of course, they get the one car that needs a rolling start, which is another fantastic constraint.
Don't shoot! The girl's in the car! Stop the fucking car! Give me the fucking...
So we do have a cut there. Okay, now remember, this guy can't break protocol or he will be killed. And he's been told not to shoot.
I got a clean shot!
And that's the second time he's been next to their car and hit with a door and knocked out. This is so great, this constraint of...
Wait till it gets faster! All right, just push, you push!
The constraint of it needs a rolling start. So they were able to get a little bit ahead, but not far enough ahead, just enough to buy them a little bit of time. That's such a great scene.
Pete, are you all right? I'm fine.
And just holding on this, oh my God.
Oh, Jasper. Meet Miriam and Key.
Jasper really does seem like the perfect guy to go to for this. Hospitality is so his thing.
The human project is real.
No, it's our only chance. We can't get into Bexhill. That's a refugee camp.
Eureka. Eat and rest. With a little bit of luck, you're going to need all your energy.
So I think at this point, Jasper is going off to contact Sid because he just had the idea of, I know how to get into there. The sets in this movie are so
She
phenomenal.
don't have voodoo.
Just being able to walk through the space and having everything lit in a really naturalistic way,
Said it was good for my baby.
so that way you can kind of move through the space and it all still looks great.
Posh to you. Or gawky.
Ernest.
Cha. Nobody ever told me these things. I never seen a pregnant woman before. Then the baby kicked. I feel it. Little bastard was alive, and I feel it, and me too. I am alive.
I love the choice of a character like Key
Froly.
being the salvation of
My
humanity.
baby Froly.
It's so cool.
You can't call it Froley.
She's just so unpretentious, you know?
Everything is a mythical cosmic battle between faith and chance. What do you think?
He's so proud of that strain.
Strawberries. That's what it's called, strawberry gum. Julian and Theo met among 1 million protesters in a rally by chance. But they were there because of what they believed in the first place, their faith. They wanted to change the world, and their faith kept them together. But by chance, Dylan was born.
The choice to do this whole scene focused entirely on Theo, but we see the conversation happening in the background, is such a beautiful choice. He's really tried to get over these experiences and like deal with it on some level and try to come to terms with it. But a lot of that has resulted in him distancing himself from it. It has led to him pushing himself into his work and using vices to numb the senses. It's why he's smoking now. He didn't smoke 20 years ago. It's why he's drinking so much now. He's always got alcohol on him, always got cigarettes on him. He has unhealthy coping mechanisms. And this is a great way of just visually showing us the distance between Theo and the conversation about Dylan. And I also think it's a really fascinating discussion as well. If we could ambiguate it even further, not even necessarily faith, but like motivations. The idea of the intersection between the motivations for your actions and the chance of a variety of outcomes is just a really complex and nuanced discussion and dynamic and intersection of ideas and philosophies. And I think it's really nicely articulated here.
It was a sweet little dream. He had little hands, little legs, little feet, little lungs. And in 2008, along came the flu pandemic. You see, Theo's faith lost out to chance. So, why bother if life's going to make its own choices?
It is just a devastating story development. Clearly, Jasper knows that Theo has, in a lot of ways, given up. Even though Theo knows that, he sort of wears it as a shield, but hearing it come out of Jasper's mouth, I think it cuts through. It's almost like a ghost hearing somebody who's still alive talking about the body that ghost used to inhabit. That's just kind of what it feels like to me. I totally forgot. There's an element about a pandemic in here. There's a flu pandemic that happened in 2008, which, 2026, watching the movie is a little bit like, hits a little differently than it did in 2006. I want to say that infertility is linked to the global pandemic, which is also interesting because the COVID-19 pandemic did result in some infertility, depending on the person. At least there were some studies that suggested that. I haven't heard that in a while, but I do remember that being a thing. So it's not totally inconceivable that you could have a strain where that is more prominent. Also, we do see countries that are heading towards imminent economic collapse because of low fertility rates. When I was reacting to K-pop Demon Hunters, a common critique of my reaction is that I'm not very knowledgeable about South Korean culture, and that is fair. That is true. Unfortunately, one thing I am aware about South Korea is that their fertility rates are very low, and their age pyramid is bad. They have more old people than they have young people, and there's really no guarantee that they will be able to solve that problem. And it's not just South Korea. There are many developed countries that have lower fertility rates than are needed to maintain a stable population. The United States is among them, China is among them. Basically, you need 2 births per mother or something like that on average in order to maintain a stable population. If you have lower than that, then you run into problems where you end up having a strain on fewer young people having to support more older people. This is a really serious problem. Where we're at right now, it's not quite to these drastic extents, but low fertility rates is a serious problem, and it's something that we are facing in many countries across the planet. There's a pretty good Kurzgesagt video about this. Spooky stuff. How did they find this place? Something I never quite thought about.
Oh, and remember, Cal said he's a fascist pig.
The composition of this shot is so cool because we have like this continuous shot where we can see the car crossing through the exterior. We just saw Jasper outside, but then he crosses behind the camera, so we see him come into frame without blocking the frame. We have Quietus that is perfectly positioned next to Janice visually, so we're already connecting the ideas. Just look at the set dressing. Look at how lived in this place is and how much stuff there is all over the walls and windows and how much stuff is piled up and stacked in places. So yeah, I think Jasper's motivation for this in this moment is understanding that Key plays such a deeply significant role in Theo's faith, which he was just talking about, but also the salvation of humanity. And so he's willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that. And I think he's like, look, I can't leave Janice here alone. And if I go with you and take Janice with us, then it's going to put your mission at risk. It's going to put Key at risk and her child.
There's a dead woman and dog inside. They're going to Beck's Hill.
And so he sees really my only position here. He can really only mercifully kill Janice and his dog.
I'll do it.
And he'll do whatever it takes to hold them off and buy a little bit of time. Unfortunately, Theo doesn't really make the best use of that time that he's buying.
You tell me the fucking reason in that.
It's all part of a bigger thing.
Shut up!
There is something interesting about the contrast between Miriam and Theo, particularly with this idea of faith, where Miriam sees everything as purposeful. And Theo has a little bit more of a nihilistic approach of seeing there's no purpose or reason in anything that's happening, because how could there be in such unbelievable cruelty? I think they have an interesting friction, those two characters. I don't know why. There's something about seeing all of these handheld shots that just makes me so happy. What a gorgeous shot. A deer.
I was 31, midwife at the John Radcliffe. I was doing a stint in the antenatal clinic. 3 of my patients miscarried in 1 week. I remember booking a woman in for her next appointment and noticing that the page 7 months ahead was completely blank. Not a single name. She then rang her sister in Sydney. And it was the same thing there. As the sound of the playgrounds faded, the despair set in.
Cinema. Look at this framing, this composition. Oh my God.
Without children's voices.
What beautiful framing. Seeing Key through this hole in the broken glass that looks somewhere in between a teardrop and a curled up fetus. It's like somewhere in between the two. And it's just like perfectly, beautifully framed. And at the same time, we're seeing this symbolism, which is like casting Key in a specific light, and she's glowing from this backlight, which makes her look really elegant and just hopeful in a way. But then also all of this foreground is completely dilapidated, completely destroyed. And it's symbolic because it's a school which has been abandoned because there's no children. I love hearing this backstory from Miriam where she talks about the beginning of this dystopia. It really does evoke this idea of the last wave of humanity. You have the last person who was born. All of a sudden, society keeps progressing, but the way that I've said it in the past is that you have these different milestones of life. This is the last person who's ever going to go through kindergarten. The last person who's ever going to be in high school. The last person who. You still have all these milestones, but all of a sudden, these early milestones, the last person who ever loses a baby tooth, start becoming inaccessible to humanity. And it's just such a potent and rich thought for the world building of this story. There is also elements of this that I feel like do a pretty decent job of depicting the feeling of going through a pandemic and also post-pandemic. The way that Miriam is depicting it is like there's this growing realization that something of a massive scale is happening around you. It was like that with COVID. If you were paying attention, you would start hearing things at the end of 2019, but then it doesn't really feel real until 2020 January, but then also you start seeing these bigger and bigger signs happening as the months progress and until it hits you, and then it's everywhere, and it's just like there's no escape to it. It's all encompassing. I got my COVID vaccine just today. Obviously not my first, but I see in this movie that they do a decent job of having this sort of cultural touchstone. Everybody who is alive remembers what it was like. Or at least everybody above a certain age. The 18-year-olds don't remember because that's when they were born. There's a really thoughtful craft of these characters and this world and this setting.
I was there at the end.
Now you're going to be there at the beginning.
Yeah. I'll be there at the beginning.
Ooh.
Hands above your head.
You're a fascist pig.
That's right. That's right, Sid. You are. You know it.
Sid!
You're a fascist pig.
Yeah.
This is hardly a modern and contemporary thing, but, they really nailed the fascist immigration officer wielding violence out of novelty and humor. Because they have authority and they can exercise state-sponsored violence, and they don't
Could get it a lot cheaper.
They see it as a funny thing.
Likes to deal with Jasper.
So what's the deal with Sid always talking in third person? I never understood that. It's such a weird, funny detail.
Sid doesn't want to know. Sid doesn't care.
Why are you like this, Sid?
Your Fidgy's there. Show Sid the Fidgy face. Sad face. Sad face.
The contrast of this shot is so interesting because it's really beautiful, high contrast interior and then bright, kind of washed out exterior, which allows you to see a lot of interior details, but still gives the shot a lot of depth. And it's really interesting. I don't know how they did that. It's cold, so maybe there's like a little bit of fog or something. Mist.
Bitte mein Herr, entschuldigen Sie, aber ich bin sehr, sehr hungrig.
I feel like they do a really good job of giving a lot of the extras moments where they draw attention. A lot of movies want extras to be invisible in the background, but this movie is like, no, you're a person who has your own struggle. You're going through something, and you would be asking for the attention of a protagonist if they walked by. It doesn't linger on the extra too much, but it lets them have a moment of this person is going through their own thing. It's kind of interesting.
I can't fucking breathe.
You sure this is normal?
It shouldn't be this frequent.
Man, this feels so oppressive. They did an extraordinary job designing this location.
Guardate, guardate! Non c'entro niente!
The arrogance to denigrate and diminish people you think of as lesser.
Get out!
Come on, Kaka! What? Piss! Piss! Kaka! Smell! Go!
You smell it yourself. You fucking people disgust me.
Even the spit coming out when he talks. But yeah, this is just like nightmarish, the way that they depicted this. Also in that scene, there was, again, a depiction of like interior and exterior and the dynamics between that. And then holding on this is such like a unique shot. Dogs everywhere, animals all over the place.
Thank you.
Okay, so I believe we have entered another oner.
Keep breathing.
I'm breathing.
No, like Miriam said, do you remember? Breathe out. Just think about the out.
And I think this is the only extended take where it's not emphasizing violence.
Yes, you can. That's you can. Just out and push. Out and push.
But it is like such a vital moment in the story of Key
I can see the head. I can see the head.
and Theo.
It's coming again. Just breathe out and push. And you can. Yes, you can.
I fucking can't.
Yes, you fucking can. Come on. Push. Push, Key.
The dogs just like
Push.
How is he?
It's a go.
CGI baby. But I think they might have had an animatronic on set that they replaced. Really strongly motivated lighting, because like the lighting in this scene is super minimal.
There's no rush. You've done it. It wasn't that bad.
Well, not for you.
Yeah. Oh man. So much of this movie still makes me like really emotional.
Who is it?
Fucking Sid.
King of England, open the door, you asshole. It's Sid. What, you got there?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
No?
Well, you're making it obvious now. But you have to maintain the lie.
It's okay. Let me see. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That's
right. We got a baby.
She doesn't want us to go.
Shut up.
I love her.
We need to go.
Who knew you couldn't trust a fascist pig?
Looking for you.
This is also kind of an extended one take as well.
Baby.
People don't give it as much recognition as the others. Yeah, get his ass. See, I love that we like hear Sid in the background, so we know that he's still a threat, but there's like a time delay, so we're building up this tension. We have this logistical constraint, this complication. Okay, so how do you think they did this? Because watch this. How do you think they did that? Because that looks so good. So I wouldn't be surprised if during some of these whip pans, there's maybe some cuts to make it a seamless transition. When you have these oners, you do have to kind of split it up just to make the takes more manageable, so that way you can do multiple takes more efficiently. So we do have a cut right here, right after the first shot.
Go!
Sid takes the first shot, and after that, we cut to out here. There's a little dirt impact. I'm guessing that's digital just based off of how the compositing looks, but that's also something that I imagine you probably could do with like a squib or some sort of like air compressor. You could just puff the dirt out, but the door looks so good. The way that the bullets indent this heavy metal door. I don't know how they accomplish that, but the way that I would do it, not that I'm an expert whatsoever, but if I were tasked with this job, the way that I would do it, before filming started, take this door out to a shooting range, fire off the shots into it the way that it needs to be, then take this door, bring it onto set it up, and from the start of this shot, this door has all the bullet indentations in it already, and all you have to do is paint out the indentation. The shading on the door is relatively smooth or flat. It's going to be way easier to track these indentations and cover them up and then just reveal the surface whenever the bullet impacts. That's going to be way easier than trying to 3D model the bullet impact and then track it onto this relatively textureless door. I mean, I guess we have rivets in the side that you could track to, but it would be harder to track it onto the door and make it look realistic and convincing than painting out the real indents, I think. But I do wonder how they do that. Anyway, that was like a cool extended shot that built up the tension, accentuated the violence. Again, dealing with logistical constraints. This is an important filmmaking technique that they are continually using throughout this movie, and in my opinion, to incredible effect over and over again. There's also this this dynamic tension between interior and exterior. Again, good riddance.
Marika, we need a boat.
So yeah, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of what we were seeing in the streets is like when you have oppressive forces acting upon a population, there are necessarily going to be resistive forces, and the more oppressive you are to them, the more violently they have to resist. And the more they have to push back.
I was getting used to Froley.
Froley's a man's name.
Bazookas.
Giving you a boy's name.
Such a bold name.
Human project? Real?
Better be.
Tanto!
I almost forgot about this musical cue. It really makes it feel like a horror movie. It's super tense. Sometimes I feel taken out of the moment a little bit because it's so startling, but I think it's useful to rip us out of that moment where we just had comfort and safety inside of that apartment. That apartment was like a nice breath of relief. We actually get to relax for half a second, and I think that was much needed. I think that depiction of a woman holding her son is like an homage to a real event that happened, like a real photograph, which in itself is evocative of religious imagery. I'm not totally sure. They do a great job making it feel like danger is approaching you from every angle. There's no place that is safe in this environment.
Hands above your head and fucking move out. Tell me, fucking cousin! You're on your knees! On your knees, you was 19!
Well, you killed Julian, so fuck around and find out.
You'll be safe now.
You know?
How's the child?
Wait till we get round the corner and do them all.
Come on!
Look here, look here.
Rip to a real one. Oh my god, the camera work here? Oh. I forget, is this the start of the other best extended one take? I think so.
Sorry.
Those little moments give shots like this so much life. Yeah, this is the other oneer. There it is. This is fun detail that I'm sure a lot of people like to point out. There's blood on the lens right now. This was not intended. The extras that were intended to be hit during that firing had squibs. One of them happened to splash right on the lens, and they just kept going with it.
Now, was the first splattering of the blood on the lens accidental?
Real. No, it was accidental. In fact, when it happens inside of the boss. Cuaron started screaming, cut, this shot doesn't work, cut. But fortunately, we didn't hear. So we kept going. Cuaron, he was very upset, and he was saying, we destroyed the shot, it doesn't work. Because of the blood, this will never work. The shot becomes so objective in a way. It's like a cameraman hiding, shooting. There's a cameraman shooting. Clive and myself, we reviewed the shot a couple of times in the video assist, and we show it to Cuaron, and we kind of convinced him that the energy of that accident was God sent, that it was one of those incredible accidents that you only get when you're that lucky. And he went for it, and he was very excited, and that's the take he used.
And I think that this is the longest unbroken take in the entire movie. It obviously, like all the others before, was not filmed in one shot. They literally didn't have enough film to record the entire take in one go, so they did have to stop. A really notable seamless cut is when Theo goes into the building. It gets really dark for a moment, and that's a transition point. And from that point, they didn't have blood on the lens, so they had a 2D artist mock up the blood on the lens, and they animated it to dissolve as the camera looks up the stairs, more or less. But I think they're offset a little bit, if I remember correctly. And that just sort of gives a motivation for the blood to disappear while being mostly unnoticeable, so that way it's not just, outside there's a lot of blood on the lens, inside there's none. It's a little bit more of a gradual process so that it's less noticeable. Something I wanted to mention about these long takes that I didn't mention earlier is that the longer that the take is, the more likely you're going to have something spontaneous and unexpected happen. And speaking as an editor and as somebody who makes my own videos, when I'm filming a bunch of takes outdoors, the takes that have something like that happen during them are almost always the most interesting to use. Almost always. Because at that point, the actor is no longer just saying the lines that they rehearsed and hitting their mark. They kind of have to embody the character and be dynamic and adapt to the situation. It's kind of like if you were to practice an accent for a while, and maybe you heard somebody say a phrase, and so you're repeating the phrase over and over again, and you get really good at saying that particular phrase in that accent. It's like, that's great, but I want to hear you say words you've never said before with that accent. That's where you're really putting yourself to the test. Similarly, when you're filming and something really unexpected happens, if you can keep going and your actors can embody that character and adapt to the situation, and your camera operators can adapt to the situation and make the best of the moment, that's where the energy is just really authentic. There's an electricity to it. I don't know how else to explain it. It's really captivating to watch. So of course we had that with the blood splatter on the lens, but also another great example of this is back during the car chase scene. There's a really brief moment where a window shattered, and you really only see it just a little bit off the side of the frame. It hit Julianne Moore, and she reacted authentically because it was unexpected and was not supposed to happen. And apparently it even cut Chiwetel Ejiofor's nose, and it just had an energy about it. And that's why they used that take, even though you don't see a broken window after that. But these long unbroken takes just really lend themselves to these unexpected moments. And I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. The scale feels so massive. That's an incredible effect. Holy shit. The sound design is just so top-notch.
was carrying the baby up the stairs. I started crying. I've forgotten what they look like. They're so beautiful. They're so tiny.
But how can it be peaceful when they try and take away your dignity? We need him, Theo! We need the baby, we need him!
It's a girl, Luke. A girl. I had a sister.
Such a great moment of like seeing humanity being warped and utilized for political gain, and then Theo bringing it back to the humanistic perspective. This is a real person, a baby. This is not a prop for you to use.
How is she?
I know it.
Move back! Fucking move back! Stop! Cease fire! Cease firing!
I don't know, man. What is there to say other than it's just like, what a beautiful scene, and also devastating and horrific. I think if I were not recording, I would probably be crying. I feel like it catches me off guard every time I watch it. Unreal scene. Unreal. And them just having like all of these like little conversations and little moments surrounded by gunfire. So many things are happening. The building is under siege. And then just in a way, it kind of feels like it vindicates Theo's original idea of make it public, because as soon as they knew that there was a baby in the building, the resistance group stopped firing and the army stopped firing.
Marika, get in the boat.
No, boat!
Theo's labored breathing to sort of forebode the upcoming reveal.
The boy, Theo, the boy!
You okay?
Yeah. You?
Yeah.
So that was a fucking lie. So Sid mentioned this. He said they were gonna bomb the city. And there it goes.
I'm bleeding. Jesus shit, I'm bleeding.
No,
I'm bleeding everywhere.
And so yeah, they showed him get hit while he was protecting Key in the building.
Okay.
A beautiful thing that they do with Theo is that I talked earlier about how they're giving you reasons to not trust him necessarily, because Key doesn't necessarily trust him when she meets him either. But we get all these little clues and details that actually he is a good person. And you really see the mentality switch the moment that the baby is born. Those fatherly instincts shine through, and he does literally whatever it takes to protect the baby, including running into a building that is being bombed and shot with tanks. He runs into the crossfire. He takes a bullet for the baby.
There you go.
And he is the good person that we hoped he would be.
I'll call my baby Dylan. It's a girl's name too.
What a pretty payoff to the what is she gonna name the baby bit that they've had ongoing throughout the movie.
Theo?
Because Theo's child is the whole motivation for him protecting Key and this child, and in a way he was able to save Dylan.
The boat! It's okay. We're safe now. We're safe.
There's the tomorrow. And then, as Miriam said, was a world without children's laughter. And that's how they end it. And so, of course, there is some minor ambiguity to the ending. You know, the tomorrow is filled with doctors and scientists and medical practitioners. Are they able to save Theo? I think probably not, but technically we don't know. I think that would maybe minimize his sacrifice a little bit. But also the question is humanity saved? That's the more pertinent question. That is the more ambiguous question. We're hearing the sounds of children's laughter, which I feel like implies that humanity is saved. That sound has been brought back into the world, and Key and Dylan have made it to the tomorrow. You could interpret this as that is the sound that has been lost to the world, I guess. I think it would make less sense to have that sort of interpretation, but you could probably twist it to think that. Not to be dismissive of anybody's interpretation. All interpretations are valid if it's what you feel. But yeah, man, I've been talking for 4 hours. This is an 1.5 hour long movie. I feared this is going to be one of my longer videos on the channel. I'm afraid to think about how long it'll take me to edit. What an extraordinary movie. It is just an all-time favorite for me still to this day, because it doesn't get brought up enough in conversations about incredibly accomplished movies, incredibly effective, technically masterful. To me, it is a borderline perfect movie. I don't know how else to put it. It's just one of them ones. I think it's really emotional. I think it's very critical, and it has things to say with its critiques, which not every story does. And beyond that, it does have a thread of optimism, which is sometimes hard to see through all of the oppression, but it is sometimes hard to see the optimism in the oppression of real life. So it feels authentic in that way to me. It feels genuine. And the optimism depicted in this movie is not toxic optimism. It's not uncritical optimism. It's not, why can't we all get along? All shucks. I think I mentioned it earlier, but one of the things that I think is really important is to understand systems. Like just in life, I think it's important to understand systems and how they constrain the behavior of people operating within the systems. Great example is public transit. I live in the great state of Texas, and here, if you do not own a vehicle, you really can't survive. Everything is so far apart, and so much of our state has been built with car-dependent infrastructure that there just isn't public transit options. I live in a place where if I wanted to walk somewhere, literally the only place I can safely walk to from where I live is a gas station, which is just icing on the cake. There are no bus lines near me. There is no train near me. There are no bike lanes near me. I have literally had to walk along 60-mile-per-hour highways with this much space between me and oncoming traffic to get to places that I need to go to. Thankfully, I have a car, so I'm not put in that situation often. But point of the story being, that is a system that I have to operate within. My behavior is constrained by that system. We can sit here and say that it is immoral to drive cars because it contributes to climate change and inevitably the end of human civilization by making the planet inhospitable. We could say that I have some culpability in that, but ultimately, I don't have another choice. Not as long as I live here in this moment in time. I simply don't have another choice because of the systems I operate within. And that's just one system. There are many of these that everybody operates within, right? We have political systems, we have infrastructure systems, social systems, economic systems, whatever, you name it. And they all overlap in complicated ways. Sometimes it is easy to look at a person who has done something wrong and say, you did something wrong. But you have to understand that they are a product of the systems that are acting upon them. Not to relieve them of the responsibility and accountability of their actions, because we do all have agency, but also our options are constrained and limited. Long story short, I think this movie does a good job of showing systems. I think it does a good job of showing Theo, who is somebody who cares about other people, but in this hyper-capitalist, oppressive, authoritarian, xenophobic system of the society he lives in, has enabled him to act with fewer moral convictions. And in an extraordinary circumstance where the system has changed for him, it has enabled him to exact his agency in different ways and has allowed him to make a meaningful difference in his life. And so I think the movie does a good job of showing these kinds of dynamics. I think it also depicts meaningful critiques and perils of modern culture in a variety of ways. I think it is a quite unique premise. Dystopian stories, we have many of them, but this idea of there no longer being children and humanity is marching through life towards extinction is really potent and not something I see too much. I mean, even in a lot of these post-apocalyptic stories, The Last of Us or something like that, you have a diminished humanity, but there is still like a variety of ages. There is still a variety of experiences, people who have like old world knowledge and people who are trying to learn that without the sort of infrastructure and systems of education that we had in the old world, which is like present day. So we have a lot of dystopian stories like that, but this, I feel like this isn't very widely represented, this kind of story. And I think it's really sticky in the mind. It's a sticky idea. It's hard to forget. And just the filmmaking chops on display are astronomical, really. Everybody was on top of their game, it feels like. As we're coming to a close here, I wanted to give you a little bit of some recommended reading and recommended watching. Nothing too laborious, just a couple little things that I found while editing the video. First, there's a CineFex journal, CineFex 110, I believe, which I have quoted throughout the video. It's a journal that's no longer in production, and it was primarily aimed at people in the industry. It talks about the technical production of Children of Men, which is really interesting. So if you're interested in the visual effects that went into the movie and some of the more technical filmmaking side of things, it's a good read. It's not super long, and it's hosted on archive.org. There's a link in the description. Additionally, I would recommend that you listen to the audio interviews from Hollywood Elsewhere with both Alfonso Cuaron and Emmanuel Lubezki, or Chivo. He's the director of photography. Those interviews only exist in audio form as far as I know, and they're not particularly well produced. It's a very casual thing. It's like, oh, they met up in a restaurant and talked for 30 minutes. But it's nice to get some direct insight from some of these primary sources, the kind of people who really know what they're talking about when it comes to the making of the movie. So it's really nice to hear. And then the last thing I'm going to recommend is a short documentary that was actually included in the DVD extras. And it's about 30 minutes long, and it's called The Possibility of Hope. It's really fascinating. They basically had a handful of academics, people who are philosophers and other scholarly jobs, and they interviewed all of them and basically got them to talk about some themes of the movie. There's actually not a ton of discussion about the movie itself, but there are some ties with each theme that they discuss. Things like globalization, capitalism, anthropogenic climate change, and a few other things. And it's just a really interesting listen. I think some of it is a little bit of its time in the mid-aughts, particularly the old metaphor of Earth being infected with us, the virus, and it's heating up like a fever. I really don't like that metaphor. and they prominently feature it in the documentary. But beyond that, I really did like their discussion of politics and capitalism. I thought it was framed in a really interesting way because they find parallels between that and the infertility premise of the movie. And it was just interesting to think about. I really liked listening to it. And if you enjoyed my pontificating and over analysis of this movie, then you'll probably like hearing them talk about the movie in that context as well. Obviously, if I missed something, please feel free to let me know in the comments, but also extend a little bit of grace because, I don't know everything. I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to share this thing that I love so much with you. I was a little nervous about doing this video because it is different. It's something that I've seen before. And all of the other videos on the channel are, I recorded the first time I watched it, but not this time. So let me know how you feel about this format. I don't expect to do it like every video, but maybe every once in a while, because I think I must have mentioned this on a previous video, but one of my concerns about even starting this channel is that I have seen a lot of movies and TV shows already before I started the channel, which if you're doing a reaction channel, it means that there's a lot of stuff I can't cover. But if something like this is palatable and interesting for you to watch, maybe it's something that every once in a while I can dip into, and that really opens the doors for what I can cover and how I can cover it. Thank you for watching. Check out my channel, Emergent Beacon, where I do weird science and curiosity research channels, stuff like that, if that's of your interest. Otherwise, just maybe subscribe to the channel. I could use more subscribers. Thanks for watching. Bye.